Hello, I'm back. So this is afternoon, I think it is 1:30 around there. So I've come back from my first shift from 8 a.m. up to now. I've been standing. So I'm going to take you through how my money be like. So stay tuned. However, we are going to another video after here. So today I went for shopping. I shopped for my hair. This is my hair product. For my skin, this is my favorite, Jerry. This is Vaseline. I shopped for this, and then my perfume is about to get done, and I went for this too. Can you see that? Yeah. And others, you don't need to see others that are here. So quickly, let me show you. So when I come back, I usually come back with a lot of water. A lot, because it is my favorite drink. It is my favorite drink, so I come with a lot of water because it is too hot now. It is summer already, and I come with my yes, I eat that a lot. It is good. So what I do always when I come in, this is my onion and other things. This is my onion oil for my hair. I've just made it today, so I'm going to leave it to cool down, then I sieve it. Let me put this here and then I show you. So when I come, the first thing I do first is to prepare my water, and this is how I do it. And I take a lot of water. It is hot, it's very hot. And so I always come with my lemon. Sometimes I keep it here, sometimes. So I put 2 slices of lemon, and then I'll prepare another glass of water later, like after two years. Sorry, after 2 hours. So this is how I prepare my water in most cases. Sometimes I come with warm water and then I put lemon, I put ginger and vinegar in it. But I took it in the morning, so right now I can't take it. I take it once in a day. And now this is my water for now. I should try it. So what I'll do next, this is not supposed to be here, sorry. And here we are. So after doing all that, I come with, before relaxing, then I take a shower, because basically from morning up to now, I wake up in the morning, and what I do in the morning, I usually brush, clean my face and do a morning routine, skin routine, then I go. So when I come back, automatically I have to take a shower. So now I'm going to take a shower, come back, then I have to freshen up because it has been long this morning, and then I'm tired, and then I'm from cooking, cleaning, blah 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 blah. So I have to freshen up, and then I do what I have to do next. So after here, we are going straight to how to cut a t-shirt. Yes, you heard me right, a t-shirt. So stay tuned. So guys, we are going to learn how to cut a t-shirt, but basically we are going to use you have to use whatever you have. So I didn't want anyone to complain that they don't have for cutting patterns. So I suggest you can get a ream of paper. You're going to use it for a long period of time. So I'm basically using this to show you how everything is possible. So you need this, 2 of them. So I've pinned them down because you're going to cut the back and the front at once. I want to make this simple and quick so that everyone can get what we're saying. You need a ruler, you need a pencil or whatever you use for marking. I have a pencil and I have this. And then you need a tape measure for taking your measurements. So basically the kind of measurements you have to be having is your shoulder measurements, your bust measurements or chest, your waist, and the hip or the total length of the t-shirt where you want it to stop. Those are the measurements you have to be with. So I took my measurements. You take the measurement of the shoulder and you divide them by 2. Whatever you get, you're going to mark them. So I took my measurements and mine, when I divide them by 4, I'm going to get 4 inches. You mark them. So you measure your, first of all you have to measure your vertical measure. You take your vertical measurements. You take that from the shoulder to bust, from the shoulder to waist, from the shoulder to your hip line. That is where your any length of the t-shirt, like where I want it to stop. So I took mine and let me show you here. This is my vertical line. You can skip this. So I took my measurements already here, like from shoulder to bust, from bust to waist, from waist to my hip line. So you have to do the same. So after you take your horizontal measurements, any type, like it depends on how you want your t-shirt to be. If you want extra, you add in allowances, or 2 inch, maybe 1 inch. It depends if you want something that fits you. And then you have another thing you have to know is you have to consider is the type of the material that you're going to use. If the material is stretching, then you don't have to add a lot of allowance, because it's going to be bulky and you not like it. So this is my shoulder measurement. I divide them by 2, I get 4. Then after you take your bust measurement, you divide them by 4, and then whatever you get, you mark it just like the way I'm doing here. This is my bust, so I have 5.5 here. Then my waist, I have 5. And then I come down to the total length of my t-shirt. So after marking this, the rest is very simple. After marking this, you're going to come on your shoulder, because our shoulders are raised, not straight. We are going to slant it. So what you have to do is to take 1 inch, or sometimes others take 3/4 of 1 inch. So for me, because I'm using this, I'm going to slant it like that. This is the small. So I'm taking half. an inch. And then what you have to do, in fact this should be the first thing, to get the measurement of your neck, the neckline, you just take 3 by 2. That is a standard, or sometimes people take 3 by 2.5. so it depends on the size or the shape of the neckline you want. So you do what you want. This is your life, this is your project, so you do what makes you happy. And sometimes if you want a v-neck, so it depends on which type of the neck you want, so you do what you want. So here I'm going to take an inch and a half, an inch and a half by 1 inch. Remember, I'm doing this because I'm using this paper, this kind of pattern papers. So you draw a box like this, and then you come in, and basically what you have to do is to shape it the way you want. So another option here, to be kind of professional, you come inside from here, from this corner, and you come in by 1 inch, and then you're going to use this to curve it, just like I want to show you guys, just like that. Just like that. I hope you're seeing it. So after that, you come and slant your shoulder, because the human's shoulders are not straight, so you slant it by like that. So after here, another thing we have to do, the next step is to get your armhole. So to get the armhole, you get the total, you get your bust measurement, you divide them by 6, and then you add 1 point. What you get, you add 1.5. I hope that is clear. So I'm going to come and mark my armhole. Is going to be here. So this is going to be your upper bust. So if you want, you can draw a line here, but it's not that important. So to draw the armhole, you're going to come and look at the middle of this line. Look for the middle point of this line. For example, let me show you. This is 6.3. Then it means my middle point is here, around 3 something. So you come here, and then after you come in by half an inch. If you want something that is so deep, you go by 1.5, but that is so deep. It depends on the kind of fashion you want. So let me say I've gone inside by half an inch. and then you come and draw and curve it like this from here, then it comes down. You see that? What you do is to curve in. So after you come and join your marks, what you marked here and here. So because sometimes when you're drafting a man's t-shirt, you don't need to measure this. I prefer not to measure the waistline because it should not be so curved. So when you're marking the men's t-shirt, simply what I do is you can either draw a line and then you come slightly and you curve it in slightly, unlike the women's t-shirt. So here I'm making mine. This is for a woman, that's why it is curved like that. Basically we're almost done. So another thing you have to do is to cut, but make sure when you're doing all this, if you're cutting the front pattern and the back pattern, make sure everything is pinned down to avoid unnecessary movements, because if you don't, you're going to get uneven patterns after. So what I have to do is to cut. So another thing is, before you cut, if you feel like you're going to use this thing again, so you don't need to add an allowance. But if you're not going to use it, if you're going to use it, don't add. If you're not going to use it, you're free to add allowance all over for the sewing allowance. If you're not going to use it, then if you're going to keep it for other projects, then it's okay. You can cut it the way it is, then you add. When you place it on your pattern fabric, then go ahead and add an allowance. Have an allowance, 1 inch of an allowance, to avoid stress. So we are cutting exactly where we marked. So before I continue with this, remember when you're cutting your t-shirt, the front part of the neckline is not the same as the back. So this is the front part. So what you have to do is to get the back, you come down by 1 inch. by 1 inch if you're using a bigger thing. So if, let me come, I don't know whether you've seen what I've done, but behind it is not the same as the front part of the t-shirt. So what we are going to do here is to cut on the back. Like this. And then we are going to work on our front part of the neckline. So this is our back. We put it aside. Then this is the simplest way of getting equal and good measurements of a t-shirt. So this is our front. Let me mark for you so that you can see everything. So this is the upper bust. This is the bust. This is the waist. And this is the total length of my t-shirt. And then you can go ahead and mark the front and the back. Sometimes. So next time when you're this is our t-shirt. Look how precious it is. Everything is equal. You see the difference between the pattern, the neckline between the front and the back. That's how it should be. And then the front with the back at once is that you get perfect measurements. Look, it is so equal. Everything is equal. So sewing becomes easier. How about that? So, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. Start with the little you have. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share the link, leave a comment below in the comment section. I appreciate that so much. Thank you guys. Bye bye.